Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. In today's episode we are gonna play the Oldies in my Uberhood, and they are living over here in this little house. And as you can see right now, they're just them two. But they have had another person living there, which was Lilith. I think I told you a little bit about it in Mary Sue's episode. But I think we should just go into the family and I will tell you all about it. And here we have the house. This is where they live. And as you can see, we only have Herb and Coral over here. And if we go into the house, this is how I have, what can you say, decorated their house. I'm actually pretty proud of this house. Yeah, I feel like it really fits to be like an older Paris house, and I really like it a lot. As you can see, this room is quite empty. This was the room where Lilith were living in when she was living here, but I will get into that. And downstairs, and this is where I'm really proud. We have a little living room, and then we have, of course, the eating room or whatever you want to call it, and then Cole's sweet little kitchen. And I just feel like it has this vibe of, yeah, I don't know. I just really like how it looks. But yeah, I think we should start with. Oh yeah, before we go into the character introductions, I want to try to structure my videos a little bit more, like having a plan for what the family is gonna do during the episode. It's not gonna be like controlling everything, because my Sims are. I play once spaced, so but I have like an overall what can you say, plan in my head for what somewhat needs to happen in the episode. Maybe that will make the episodes a little bit more interesting. But yeah, let's start with Herb. And here we have him. He is just sitting here eating his breakfast. Herb is a romance sim, and he has always. I'm just gonna check if he has a secondary. He doesn't. Good. He's a romance sim, but he has only been with his wife Coral. They have been with each other for many years. They are the parents of Mary Sue that we saw in last episode. So they are also the grandparents to Angela Pleasant and Lilith Pleasant. So in this episode, I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about Lilith, um, and where she is, because she has been a pretty big part of this family. Herb is flirty, and he's a heavy sleeper. But he has the most of their lives been, what can you say, faithful to Coral. They even only had their first woohoo after they got married. So they have been, I see them as quite faithful to each other, but maybe also a little bit religious. I haven't really set up a clear religion system in my game yet, but I'm thinking about doing it. I just need to figure out how I want to do it. But the story with these two is that they couldn't get kids together. Cole just never got pregnant, so they ended up adopting Mary Sue. And their lives just went how they went, and of course they got their grandkids and everything like that. After they got older, Herb retired, and then I know they said that they moved in here, but they were in the bin families, so I moved them. In the beginning, I moved them in, but in my head, they have lived in this house like always. So this room up here would have been Mary Sue's old bedroom. Oh, I need to fix that. I can see. I'll do that later. Um, when they had visit from all the neighbors, there was some specific sim that visited them, and that was Nina Caliente. And before I had any chance to do anything, Herb was flirting with Nina, and Nina was very much flirting with him. They also have 3 boats, so it's quite a lot. And for some reason, even though Herb has been faithful to Coral like their whole life, in this instant he just did it in front of her, not really thinking about her seeing anything. So she was, of course, caught him, and they lost their best friend, and they even fell out of love, and everything was like really, really bad. Everything was horrific. But because of them being together for their whole life, and it's part of their marriage that they are gonna be them two always, again with the religious mindset, and Coral decided to not kick Herb out. They never fought. As you can see, they never had a fight. They not like a physical fight. They argued a little bit, but Coral mostly just was for herself. And they actually wanted to slowly build that up again, and quite early, Herb wanted to fall in love with Coral again. Coral already have fallen in love with Herb again after some years, but he doesn't really have that feeling. And I'm not sure why. Well, I know why technically, but story-wise, I'm not sure why he wouldn't fall in love with her when he actually feels bad about what he did. But if a couple of years back, or last year, I think it was last round, he had a little affair again with Chloe, and I feel like that's the reason he isn't falling in love again, is because he found out that he actually likes flirting with other women, so he's not sure. He just doesn't have that faithful mindset anymore in the same way, and falling in love is harder for him. So yeah, if we look into his personality, he is really sloppy, he's really outgoing, he's lazy, super playful, and a little bit more nice than grouchy. That's not important. And yeah, I think that's pretty much what I have to say about Herb. He's a nature sim, and he also have a little garden outside. And that's one of the things we're gonna do today with Herb, is gonna fix his garden, because it looks a little bit dead maybe, or at least not that, it looks sad. But he's probably not gonna plant anything now because we're going into winter. So yeah, that's what that is. Let's look a little bit closer to Coral, and then I will tell you what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna have a little bit of a weird look at Coral here, because she's clipping a little bit into the pillows, but that is what it is. Coral is very much a family sim. She has always been a family sim, and I think for her generation with Herb, the whole religion thing and being faithful to each other and like going strong with each other, they have lived her view of how a family should be their whole life. So Herb suddenly going into his actual personality and want to flirt with others is something very, very new. She really, 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 really hates Nina still. They are really strong enemies. In the beginning, they had a lot of fights. Coral were really mad. Of course at Herb, but mostly at Nina. I think Coral maybe saw it as Nina trying to take advantage of an old man. um, so yeah, it is what it is. Um, I of course told you a little bit, mostly about Herb and Coral's relationship when I told you about Herb. But Coral actually have a whole other side of her history, because when Lilith ran away from home, as I told you a little bit about last episode, um, Coral tried to make Mary Sue call the police, but Mary Sue didn't want to. So Coral ended up being the one calling the police. So Lilith actually got home again and it was found. And Coral was really, really mad at Mary Sue, and still is. Not like in the minus, but they are not friends. They don't have a good relationship at all. Um, she didn't even care about the cheating because it seemed more like Mary Sue, like the cheating from Daniel on Mary Sue. For Coral, it looked like Mary Sue was more mad about him cheating because of the image and not so much their actual relationship. And that's just something Coral cannot. She just don't have the same view of life that that should be the priority or the focus, your image. I think Coral is disappointed that Mary Sue has such a different view on how life should work than Coral. I feel like Coral is way more loving and staying strong as a loving and close family. So that's also why she feels it's really hard for her, like, to accept that Mary Sue didn't just call for the police so Lilith could get home. So when Lilith actually came back home, Cole was the first one talking with her and said, "You don't need to live in this house anymore. It isn't a pleasant house. It's not good for you. If you want to, you can move in with us." So Lilith ended up moving into the Oldie's house, into her grandparents' house. And I actually think I have a couple of pictures. Yeah. Oh yeah, this was before everything happened and went down. I just need to. I think it was these pictures. Yeah. 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 As you can see, they were eating together in the dining room. I think Coral and Herb really loved Lilith a lot. They also loved Angela, but I think they saw that Lilith really needed the love the most, so they made sure that she was feeling at home here. They even bought her a new bed, and they bought her new like a table for her homeworks and stuff like that. They really made sure that she had a good place to live before she moved to college. I think that's pretty much the backstory. Today's episode, what we're gonna do with these two is, as you saw before, Herb has a want to be friends with Mortimer. And I feel like that makes sense because he doesn't really have a lot of friends. And as I remember it, Mortimer doesn't really have that many friends either, like close friends. And they are in the same age range somewhat, so I think it would make sense for them to be friends. And other than that, he needs to get his garden in check because it looks quite sad. I can show you. Like, it's done, it just needs to be, fixed. He needs to take the tomatoes. And other than that, I will of course work on him falling in love with Coral again, and see if we can do something about that. And Coral, she has started writing a lot. She won a syllabus, a great novel, and at the moment, she actually needs to start on a new one. That's good. We need to find out what she's gonna write about. And other than that, I have a feeling that she might invite Herb on a date. I think Coral knows that Herb isn't really in love with her, and I feel like she's a little bit self-conscious about it. But yeah. Oh yeah, as you can see, she's also really good friends with Kaylin, which is the girl that Daniel was cheating with on Mary Sue. Um, I feel like that's quite interesting. I'm not sure that Cole knows this, but I just think it was interesting that they wanted to be friends. But yeah, let's start the gameplay. Carl is very much still into keeping the house clean, like being the perfect housewife. And I guess Herb is a little bit bored after his retirement. I just want to make him harvest all. Um, Herb almost always watch TV. That's kind of what he is. He is falling asleep in this chair so many times. So yeah, that is kind of where he is. Carl, I think you should take a little shower. No, maybe not a shower, just go into your everyday. And then I will make her start on her novel. I feel like the dress I found for Carl was so nice. It's a default replacement. I'm not sure which one it is, but I just feel like it fits her really well. So yeah. Okay, what should she write about? I think it should be. I have the feeling she would like write about some like what's it called? Crime related? What's it called? With a detective and stuff like that. I don't remember the actual genre name now. But maybe something in Sim City. Um, with the crime rates maybe been up a lot. And so much that maybe even murders or something like that. And maybe not that then. And the police is of course involved. We can throw a left baby suddenly was there, maybe something like that. And who could it be? And I think this car should be perfect for that. And there we have it. And then we go to Herb. Are you done? I think this is glitched, maybe? Yeah. Okay, let's see what he got. Tasty tomatoes. Okay, that's... I wouldn't have thought that. I think he would call over Mortimer. Well, no, because Mortimer is at work. It's Monday. I don't care. He's gonna call Mortimer. You can see when he takes over. And as you can see, the garden I haven't done much with, but I hope I can do something extra with it. Just to make it a little bit more fitting for those two. I hope maybe you should go up and take actual clothes on. Again, I just don't think that... we are not gonna say hi to Bella. I think it would be weird for Mortimer actually to bring her here. So I'm just gonna ignore that. Oh, that was easy. Share interest, maybe? Okay. Could you talk a little bit more with your guest, maybe? And then I'm gonna do that like that. That's nice. I don't know if the television is a little bit too loud. I hear the sounds way louder than you do, so that's why I'm not always sure if the sounds is too high. But I guess it's okay for now. It looks like their friendship is going to be quite good, which makes me happy because honestly both of them deserve some more friends. Let's see how Coral is doing. That's quite a good hit for this for today. So I think she might go and serve some lunch. By the way, I got some custom foods. So I have a little bit more to take from. Maybe nah. What should we make? There's so much to tomato soup with rice, maybe. Open-faced salami sandwich. It's interesting it's called open-faced. I think this is actually some of the foods that I was so excited to see actually were there. I also saw in Annibat's videos that she had this. I think she's from Sweden, and they have also this kind of bread. We in Denmark also have this, and I was so excited to see because most of the food is not very Scandinavian, like in the base game. So for me, it was so exciting to see like food like this because it's very much Scandinavian, like the rye bread. I think it's actually from Denmark. I'm not completely sure, but yeah, for me this was what I was eating as a kid. So yeah, I just find it was really nice to see something very much recognizable for me. Maybe I could get her to turn off this because it's quite annoying to listen to. And then go eat, please. I just love this house so much. I feel like it's so nice. It's so fitting for these two. How does Coral oh, she doesn't like Mortimer. Fair. Oh, yeah, did I even show you Coral's personality? Because she's way more neat than Herb, and she's shy. She is a little bit more active. She's a little bit more serious, and she's a little bit more nice. So she's not the opposite of Herb, but she has some, like, she's more interested in cleaning than Herb is, and she's way more active than Herb is. So in that way, they are a little bit more opposites. I feel when Carl has been to the toilet, she would probably clean, and then maybe call Lilith to hear how it's going. Oh, Herb is actually cleaning. That's so nice of him. And Herb could say goodbye to Mortimer. And then go pee. And I want her to talk a little bit. I think we're gonna work on her falling in love with Carl again. I have worked on that so many times at in like the last couple of rounds, and it's just never really worked out. But I think if we try, could be that it happens. I also can see that Carl wants to woohoo in bed, so I think I will just make them do that. Maybe not like that, actually. Did I? Yeah, I did. Can I make you just relax? He's probably gonna be naked. Yep. Oh, it's a little bit glitched out now. Oh well. It will fix itself, I promise. I just need Herb to get his clothes back on. I want them to cuddle a little bit first. I know it looks a little bit weird with the pillows, but it's fine. I don't mind it. It doesn't matter. They're so cute. I really like these two. I know a lot of people feel like they are quite boring, and honestly, I do too. But this time I actually tried to do a lot with them, so they feels a little bit more interesting. So yeah, I have thought about. Again, I'm taking a lot of inspiration from Annie Bats. I just feel like her way of integrating her playables to her game is so nice. I feel like it's so nice. So I was thinking about her way of doing sickness. It makes so much sense, but it's a little bit too complicated for me. But I think I would try to find a way to do something similar, just a little bit easier for me at least to handle. Because for at least for the elders, it would make sense that they could get some kind of sickness that would make things a little bit harder. And I will try to make something like that. I think they could just woohoo now. And I will let them do that. There we got it. And I will let them have a little bit of a nap. Not too long. Yeah. I think I have cramped this little space a little bit too much because it's always glitching out with Coral, but it is what it is. I still haven't fallen in love. I'm not sure what to do about it, but I need to. Maybe it's just not gonna happen. I don't know. It's your wife. Relax. I don't know. Maybe it's just not gonna happen. It's just so sad because. I don't know. But I can see that Carl really wants to tell Lilith a joke, and I was actually thinking about inviting her over, so she could. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit. And then her go and shower, make the bed. Okay, there we go. What I was saying is, I was actually thinking about inviting Lilith over for dinner. Because I feel like Carl would probably do that, but maybe she would even throw a little bit of a house party to invite the whole family. I think that could be really nice. And she's of course gonna invite Mary Sue over, not because she's friends with her, but I think it would make sense for her to keep up the family because Mary Sue is very much still family. So inviting her would make sense. Even though she's mad at her, she's still her daughter. She's not gonna force her out of the family like Mary Sue kind of did with Lilith. And now we will just see if Mary Sue is actually coming. I think she is. More TV, I guess. And for that, I want her to serve some really good dinner. Oh, hello, Daniel. You're not invited, but I guess you could get in. I don't think Carl would invite him because he was also one of the reasons that Lilith ran away, so I'm pretty sure she wouldn't go for that. Let me see, something. I don't know. Oh, carrot soup maybe? Honestly, I think when it's like for the whole family, she would probably do pork chops. Where's Lilith? Oh, she's over there. Nice. Oh yeah, and you haven't really seen Lilith yet. Here she is. She's going her grungy way still. I just feel like this outfit is fitting her so well. And this hair, I just love it so much. And to show you how she was looking when she was a teenager, I think I had. You can kind of slightly see it here. It's not so easy to see. Maybe I have a picture I can set up, put in here. I will try to see. Oh, it looks like Mary Sue is talking about the runaway situation. Oh god, no. Yeah, see, this is the problem with this family. I feel like, but would her stop it? I think he would. Oh, he's actually not that good friends with Angela. Ah, interesting. I haven't noticed before yet. I guess Herb never really got a good friendship. So Herb has a harder time with Angela than Mary Sue. I actually thought that he was as good friends with Angela as Lilith. Maybe he just never really had that easy of a time to talk with her. But it's interesting also to see Lilith actually be the aggressor. Normally it's the other way around. So I think Herb's gonna talk with Lilith to make him stop. And they got to be enemies again. I think I just had them out of the enemies, but just gonna let them talk a little bit. Herb is not really the good person today, I guess. It's a little bit of a... He has a hard time with Lilith. Normally they were just always watching TV together and having a good time, so it's a little bit surprising. Oh. Why did you choose to sit there? Call everyone. And then stop that. Can she not sit on this one? Okay. Maybe this will help? Yeah, okay. I think she's not able to sit there. I just need to take a screenshot. Here we go. Having a lovely dinner together. Herb and Coral has done this so many times before, like inviting, and that was even before Mary Sue and Daniel got divorced. They always invited everyone over to have a dinner. All on Coral's idea, because she feels like family needs to get together always. So, and I love that she's still doing this, even though she doesn't have the best relationship to Mary Sue. But family is family, no matter what. So I think that's really, really nice. And I feel like that's the best way for the family to actually be a family. But she really wanted to... Inside joke with Lilith, and I think she's gonna do that when she's done eating. And Carl again is taking the dishes. It's really nice. And I feel like this is really important, that she's actually talking with Mary Sue. Not being pushy for Mary Sue, but showing her that she still wants to be a part of her life, even though they are not the best of friends right now. And of course, this is just typically them. I really love that. And she really wanna talk with Herb. She can always do that. Oh, she really wants to admire Mary Sue, please. Mary Sue. Oh, she's not gonna take it. That would be really fitting though. It's a small space to play kickback. I think that's hard. Where's Angela going? Oh, Dawn. That's nasty. That's very nasty. Just in front of the TV, so Mary Sue cannot see anything. I'm pretty sure he would make sure to give Lilith a hug. If we have the time, we hope so. I think we are not gonna have the time. Oh no, please. Oh, yeah, no, so close. Well, I will get her to put this in. And then, Coral, you could maybe clean everything up. And then we almost done with the evening. Oh. I just have some last interactions I want to have between these two. Whenever Coral is finished with cleaning. Actually, I don't think she's gonna have the big cleanup, but at least for the dinner she would clean up from that. And then she can go and what was it again? Here, give him a back rub. Come on, her. I think this is so sweet. As you can see, Coral really tries everything she can to get Herb to fall in love. Oh, oh no. That's a good try though, but she really wants him to fall in love with her again. Again, I have the feeling that she knows. Just have a little chat about how the day went. Oh, she keep rolling runs for him, that's really nice. And the roll is just... the ones keep rolling the same, so I think it's about to be their time to go to bed. It's not too... it's a little bit too early maybe. Can we close the door? Oh well. Watch some TV. And I really want to try to see if I could do just a little bit with the garden. Maybe not necessarily give him more garden space, but I don't know, this is just too empty for me. So I will be back in a minute. Okay, it wasn't because I didn't do too much, but just a little bit to have something in the garden. The space is way too big for them, but at least they have a little bit around the house. I feel like this would be fitting for what someone in Herb's age could manage to take care of. And it's not as bland as before. But let's play the last few hours, and then we will finish it there. It looks like they're both quite tired. But I will just let Coral write a little bit more on her novel. And maybe Herb would go out and watch some birds, maybe. Even though it's in the evening. Oh, can you turn off the TV first? Thank you. Just sticking it through. Is this sticking through too? No. And that's not either. Perfect. I think it's about time for them to go to bed. It's almost 11. How far did the call go? Oh, 45. That's pretty good for one day. So yeah, we'll just send them to bed. Yeah, this is so much better for the outside of the house. Should have done that a long time ago. I think this is where they are stuck. But he gets into the bed anyway, so I guess it's fine. It's just a little bit weird. Yeah, I think that was everything for this episode. We did manage to do almost everything that I wanted to do. They weren't on a date per se, but they had some time together. Cole wrote, what was it, 45% of her new novel. That's really, really good. Herb still doesn't want to fall in love with Coral, which is a little bit sad. But he met up with Mortimer and they got really good friends. So in that way, that's really, really good. And we fixed Herb's garden, both himself, but also the rest with a little bit more flowers. And I feel like the theme with the very light pink roses fits him really, really well. When you look at the walls and on the wallpaper, it's also like these pinkish roses. So I just thought it was really fitting. So yeah, I actually think we went through almost everything that I wanted today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a really good weekend, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye!